guys, it's Gabby, and today I'm going to be doing a non-spoiler review of Signs of You by Emily France. Now, this book is not available in stores yet. It comes out July 19th, but I was sent a digital copy for review from Soho Teen, so that's exactly what I'm going to be doing in today's video. I hope you enjoy and that you want to pick up this book when it comes out in stores. So, Signs of You by Emily France was the second book that I picked up in the month of June, and the first book that I picked up last month, it just really wasn't a pleasing book to me. I just sort of felt about it, and it left me off on a sour note. And so when I picked up Signs of You, I was immediately drawn to it because it really helped me get over this sort of slump that I put myself into, and I pretty much devoured it all in one sitting. And I just really loved the book. I really appreciated the topic of the book, and I think that was the biggest draw to me for it because it deals with loss. And that is something that is so abnormal in YA. I feel like you don't really see it a lot, and it's relatively uncommon because most books have character deaths, but they don't deal with the coping or the grieving process of them. It just sort of like the character death is essential to the plot, and then you move on from there. And I really appreciated that this book dealt with loss, and that character death was something that was crucial to the story and was the main point of the story because, you know, without the characters losing a loved one, this whole story would never come about. So I really appreciate that the character deaths are essential to the story and that the story deals with loss because it's something that's relatable to everybody regardless of who they are and where they come from, because everybody has lost someone, whether it's through death or through a falling out. And the story really beautifully tells the ideas of loss and how to cope with loss and how to grieve and how to be able to get over the process and to be able to continue on with life and be able to grow from the person that you've lost and become a better person because of it, and not just woe and let that sadness sort of destroy your life and stop you from being happy. And this whole story and all the characters are really beautifully written. The story is so unique, and it's really fun how there's a blending of genres because it's written like a contemporary. It has more of a contemporary feel to it, and it's written like a contemporary. The setting and everything is very contemporary. The characters are all contemporary, but you have this element of ghosts and sort of this whole like otherworldliness of spirits and things like that you don't typically see in a contemporary universe. So it's really interesting how those genres blend, and they're written really well, which is something that I also really appreciate because it can be hard to do that type of blending, and it can sometimes be written very poorly, but the story is told so well. And that's amazing considering that Emily France is a debut author. So this is the first novel that she has put out there, and I think it is a fantastic first step into the writing world, and I'm really excited to see where else she goes as an author because this book has been relatively successful, and there's been a lot of people raving about it, so I thought I would add to that rave because I really enjoyed the story, and I think more people should pick it up. Signs of You follows 16-year-old Riley Stroud. When we meet her in the story, we find out that she lost her mother 2 years ago in an accident. And so when Riley suddenly sees her mother in the grocery store, that is something that can be seen as a little bit abnormal or a little bit strange. And so what we start to find out as the story goes on is that Riley has this group of friends that she made through a support group, and the reason that they all became close is because they all lost a loved one. And so that is something that bonded them together and has something that has made them lifelong friends. And so when each one of them starts to see their loved ones that they lost appear in random places, Signs of You tells the story of them figuring out what is going on, if it's some form of PTSD or is it some object that they touch, and going about how to fix this and how to really deal with coping with the loss of their loved ones and really truly getting over their loss so that they can be happy again and be able to enjoy their life and not feel held back by losing their loved one. And it's just a beautifully written story, and it tells the ideals of loss so well, and it's really amazing to see the journey that the characters go on and how they deal with loss, and it's just a beautiful book. And if you have gone through loss, I definitely recommend that you pick this book up. So before I wrap up this review, I want to talk about this book because it affected me in a way that other books have not. I read this book about a month ago, and I finished it Friday, June 10th, and I had read it and finished it that night. And then I woke up Saturday morning and I'd found out that my favorite singer, Christina Grimmie, had passed away in a shooting at her Orlando show when she was going to meet fans. And that whole day for me just felt like an entire blur because I loved Christina. I never got to meet her, and I only got to see her perform once in concert, but I really loved her and her music, and she was a really huge part of why I started my YouTube channel, because she was really the first major YouTuber that I had watched, and I really, really loved her and her music. And this book really helped me get through her loss, because I immediately thought of what a character does at the end of this scene, is that they just blast music and they cry and they just get all of these emotions out, and it just was a really, really beautiful scene. And that was sort of the same thing that I did. I played one of Christina's songs and I started crying, and it really just brought me back to that scene in the book, and it was just really, really beautifully written. And I actually got to talk to the author about that, and she was really appreciative of my enjoyment for this book and how I connected to it and how it helped me through this time in my life. Reading this book just really helped me cope with her loss and understand how to deal with her loss, because although I never met her and I was just a fan of her and admirer of her, I respected her and I respected what she did. And a lot of Team Grammy was going through the same sort of thing where they just couldn't really understand what had happened. And it was really great that I had this book to be able to take me through that journey. To sort of wrap this video up, I definitely recommend that you pick this book up, because it really helps get over the loss of someone that you love, or just people that you respect or admire in general, because it tells the story of loss so beautifully and how to cope with it, and how to be able to get over loss, and how to be able to become happy again, and how to be able to live out your life again and not hold yourself back, because there's so many people that when they lose somebody, they're afraid to be themselves again and go out and have fun and enjoy what life has to offer. They just kind of shut themselves away, and the story deals with how to open yourself up again and how to be a better person and how to enjoy life again when you lose someone who's so important to you and someone who is so integral in your life and where you are today. And I just really love this story, and it's so beautiful. So many of you guys need to read it, and I really hope you pick it up when it comes out July 19th. All the links will be down below if you're interested in checking this book out. That's pretty much it for my non-spoiler review of Signs of You. I really hope you guys pick this book up when it comes out, because it was something that was really impactful to me and a story that really changed my life and really helped me get through a loss. And this is a book that I feel like everybody can relate to. So if you get the chance, definitely make sure you pick this one out when it comes out. I would love to know what your thoughts are once you finish the book. So make sure to comment down below if you've heard anything about the book, or if you're interested in reading it or whatnot. So thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you next time. Love you guys. Bye!